What's going on, guys? We're back here today with more tournament stuff. Today we got more of the official ladder tournament playoffs, which I have posted a lot of series and done some streams of so far. It is the highest quality OU tournament in my opinion. Best of threes all around the board. Currently it's in the top 32 stage, and I think next week it'll move into the top 16. So all the series recently have been really important deciding series. So we got Storm Zone versus I'm Just Gray. Let me switch the perspective. Storm Zone's my boy, so there'll be a little bit of bias here. He'll be the protagonist of today's series. Looking at the teams, we have a Cinderace, grassy terrain, bulkier build from I'm Just Gray. This is like he started building Blind Max's team and then changed it up halfway through. Put a Zama and also put a Rillaboom to make it way more offensive than if you ran the Dondozo version. So this is pretty cool. We see Storm Zone lead off with Rocky Helmet Petch, which off the bat gets important damage on Cinderace for sure. And Cinderace going for U-turn is showing us no Libero means that it's definitely the defensive Cinderace with Wisp, Power Ball, Court Change. Also, on these types of structures, when you see Ace with Slowking and Ting-Lu, it's pretty much always going to be defensive Court Change. You need to keep hazards off. Otherwise, a team like this can get owned pretty easily by just simple Stealth Rock and Spikes. But honestly, this type of team is not that good in my opinion. Like a SD Gliscor will always beat this team long term because Corviknight gets knocked off, and then over the course of the battle, Corviknight will lose all of his roosts. So I don't really believe in these types of super slow teams. You need something else. We see a Future Sight come out, which was a nice play, because if Ting-Lu or Slowking came out, then you can just go Samurott right after and force something really easily with that. Either Razor Shell into Corviknight, which then has to take the Future Sight, and that's terrible. So we see Iron Val come in, which is nice. Body Press was a good play, covers the Samurott, although Samurott is never coming in there, let's be honest. Samurott would get completely cooked by Body Press, and then it could end up being in a position where it doesn't get up any hazards, which would be bad. And Samurott honestly doesn't need to spam Ceaseless Edge to put in work versus this team. Razor Shell alone is pretty tough for this team to switch into, barring Rillaboom. And Petrant walls 4 Pokemon on I'm Just Gray's team, so he has to figure out how he's going to break through that, because all 3 of his physical attackers get completely walled. That's why Blim's team had a Dondozo and a Kyurem, because Kyurem 6-0s these types of builds. Well, 6-0 is dragging it, but it puts in a lot of work against these types of teams with Terra Ground. But Slowking G comes in on the Moonblast. We see 23%, which makes me think that is Specs. Because 23 is a little too much. Yeah, it's got to be Specs. There's no other explanation, I think. Because that can't be Assault Vest Slowking. It did way too much to be Assault Vest. So I'm thinking that it's just probably a mixed defense Slowking. Yeah, it's probably mixed defense Slowking, and then this has to be a Specs Val. I didn't actually notice that the Val didn't take or didn't consume its booster when it came in, so yeah. It's good to see Specs. I mean, it's a hard set to make work just because, again, Slowking G exists, so you always have to be clicking Chilly Reception. I mean, not Chilly Reception, you always have to click Shadow Ball, because every time you Moonblast into Slowking G, or click anything that's not Specs Shadow Ball, they're able to get the free Chilly out. And also, even if your Specs, if they're AV, their Slowking G is still going to take 2 Shadow Balls super easily. And so Specs Valiant is really hard to get away with currently. I think I would rather use Boots 3 attack, and then maybe like Encore or something, or even Scarf. But Specs is really tough to make work. If I'm Just Gray, this is a pretty free U-turn. I think it's okay to honestly take this chip with Rillaboom, like the chip in question being Rocky Helmet from Petch. But I don't think there's anything wrong with U-turning here as Rillaboom. It's honestly really free. Woodhammer is nonsense, and then I also don't like Knockoff, because if you click Knockoff and for some reason Storm Zone stays in, that's atrocious. So U-turns out. Storm Zone ain't mad though, because he's done damage to Cinderace and the Rillaboom slowly but surely. So this is gonna be it's gonna have to be a bit of a patient game, but I'm Just Gray. But he definitely has ways to win. Future Sight of his own is pretty tough. Oh, so we see a Terra Ghost Shadow Ball immediately. Huh. Why? Is this a nasty plot Petrant and he wants to go for the nasty plot sweep? This can win pretty easily with nasty plot. But turning this pure ghost is really confusing to me. Because don't you want the Rillaboom Woodhammer soak with this? I guess from Storm Zone's perspective, he didn't want anything to come in on a potential psychic noise, and he didn't want Petrant to also have to take it. But this was a crazy play, because what if Slowking just clicked a status move like Toxic or T-Wave, which wouldn't have been a misplay at all if it had like T-Wave. I guess it wouldn't click Toxic. But that's the thing, I don't know. Terra is utilized now. Cinderace comes in, takes nothing from Shadow Ball, and now Storm Zone's in kind of a not shice position. Because he didn't really do much damage, and this Petch is now burned, which is great for I'm Just Gray. So he's building for a Zamazenta win, which if this is like Steel Zama or something with Heavy Slam, it can probably break Petch once it gets knocked off. So we'll see. We see Great Tusk come in here on the Corviknight. I'm not sure why that was the switch in. Maybe he didn't expect Brave Bird. As I'm Just Great clicks Roost. I would have Brave Birded again there personally, rather than going for Roost, because you can Roost the turn after. But maybe he didn't want Iron Crown to pivot in one time. I think for I'm Just Gray, you can literally just Brave Bird again if you really want to. Yeah, I was gonna say I would just troll at this point. Nice body press. That extra damage matters. It would have done like 12-13% with Brave Bird, but every bit of chip matters a lot. Future Sight gets clicked. Storm Zone finally going to be able to make some type of progress. If it goes into Great Tusk or Samurai here, it's going to be Samurai, but I think I'm Just Gray should straight up go into Rillaboom here. Or Za. I guess Val coming in is like not shiced for either of those. Well, Za can Heavy Slam and fry that shit. Samurai, and he just Whirlwinds out, which totally makes sense. Whirlwind is the same thing as switching out into Rillaboom to cover the Samurai. If anything, this is honestly a better play because now Future Sight's actually gone, and these rocks are going up, or the spike is going up, or whatever is going up. Stealth Rock goes up, okay. It's leftovers Corv, so there's that. But the Great Tusk is Stealth Rock, which means it's going to be Headlong, Ice Spinner, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, which means it's never going to be able to beat Corviknight. And it's also not even going to beat Ting Lu if the Ting Lu's helmet. Nice Ruination dodge from Storm Zone. It's going to help him out a bit. And he's able to chip the Ting Lu. I'm Just Gray should have not even taken these attacks right here. Taking all this damage is nonsense when you have a Corv. So I can't even explain to you right now why Ting Lu is getting sacked. This guy has no idea what he's doing. Sacking Ting Lu like this. What's going on? Why did he take those attacks? You know you wall this shit with Corv. What are you doing? Storm Zone's been probably the happiest man alive because he just got free 50% on Ting Lu. And his Tusk is useless regardless. Like, this shit has already done its job. So he's probably more than happy. I also didn't realize the Tusk is boots, I think. Oh no, we didn't actually see if it's boots or not. Brave Bird's into Petrant, recover. Is gonna get clicked by Petch. And I'm Just Gray will be able to get some HP back with Ting Lu on Petrant, so it's not the end of the world or anything like that. But I don't know, I really hated that he let Ting Lu take the damage. I mean, this Ting Lu set is abomination though. Stealth Rock, Ruination, Sand Tomb. Somebody brought this versus me in just a battle for fun, and it did a grand total of fucking 0. It was Ruination, Sand Tomb, Heavy Slam, Protect. Like, quite actually the stupidest set I've ever played against. Probably Terra Steel, so that you have the stronger stab on Heavy Slam. But it was like legitimately the worst set I've ever played against. And I won the battle 6-0 because this shit couldn't do anything. Heavy Slam, like, bruh, that shit was ass. Alright, sorry, I had to get that off my chest. Iron Crown comes in here. I'm Just Gray should just click Roost, I think. Volt Switch is not getting clicked here. Tachyon Cutter's getting clicked here. We all know it. We all know Tachyon Cutter's getting clicked here. We all know it. Now this guy disconnected after Storm Zone disconnected. Showdown's been having these disconnect issues though, all day. Because I kept getting booted off too. Even though my internet is infamously terrible, so it could just be an internet problem of my own. The point is, this Iron Crown is not clicking that vote switch, but I'm Just Great is still more than fine to just click Roost. Although Future Sight and then switching out can also happen for Storm. Corv is down to 5 Roosts too, so every bit of chip matters for the whole battle, because once Corv gets out of Roost, I just realized one guy I haven't even talked about yet is going to come out and do some work. Big Dragonite. I literally did not even process that Storm Zone had a Dragonite in the back. But this Corv is completely walled by Dragon Dance Dragonite. All it can do is spam Brave Bird. It's Roost, Defog, Body Press, Brave Bird. This set's buns. How does I'm Just Great not get owned by D-Knight in the late game? This is a lefty's Corv too, so it can't even do like residual chip. Like I really fail to see how he's gonna be able to handle this. Oh my god, what kind of vote switch is that? Yo. Nah, that was a super buns vote switch. Especially because Tachyon was too free there. Nah, that was awful. Volt actually makes no sense. That actually is wrong. Even if the Corv clicks Roost, bruh. Oh, so it's not Specs. So it was AV. I guess I knew that already from Future Sight doing 43 to the thing. Alright, so it was AV the whole time. I thought that shit was Specs, I'm not gonna lie to you. Alright, then it made more sense to click Volt Switch because this thing is super weak. So I can't say that, you know, it didn't do its job. Okay, so Storm Zone gets out of there pretty nicely. Dodges Sand Tomb. Sand Tomb is an awful move. Zama comes in. Is this shit Boots? Not Boots, it's IDEF. Life Orb. Huh. Bro, this literally 6-0'd if he kept the Life Orb. Patch is at 60. Rocks are up, and it was Life Orb. Yo, all you had to do was knock off the Petch if you had a Life Orb Za in the back. How can Za come hard in on an attack? Dude, no, bruh. Oh, big crunch, big crunch, big crunch. Storm Zone's actually crazy for going hard into this. No. You have to actually be batshit insane to go hard into this. Okay. Okay. It lived. Maybe those were rolls, but dude, that was crazy. Honestly, bro, I was thinking, what if the Zamazenta's Terra Dark or even Terra Stellar? And then it clicks Terra right there to guarantee the kill. Then it would have swept through the remaining Pokemon. Dude, what? If this was Life Orb? Dude, holy fumble. Holy fumble. This guy had it. Oh, now he's cooked. Now he's cooked. Yeah, he's finished. There's no way to win versus Dragonite for this team. Corv is not beating Dragonite. Also, this team, I'm Just Great's team, can't stop Rapid Spin. Wait, so he had Crunch the whole time. Is there a reason why? Is there a reason why all the HP was exhausted? Yo, what's good? Yo, what's good? Yo, I did not just see that. I did not. Yo, he was waiting for next game or what? Bruh. Alright. So we're gonna see Cinderace here. Wisp. Yup. Okay. Cinderace is still a fucking super threat that I didn't even register until right now. Because it burns D-Knight. It burns everybody, matter of fact. There's only one guy that doesn't care about burn. I guess two guys technically, Val and Crown, but both get smoked by Ace. Storm can't even attack this here, because if this ever takes Wisp, it's over for Storm Zone. So I personally would have clicked DD on turn 32. Then again, that's not correct, because taking a Stone Edge or an Ice Fang means you lose 30+% for no reason, and then Corv still beats you. We know this is E-Speed EQ Boots Night, so it's most likely completely fucked by Corv. That's why that early Ghost Terror was just beyond nonsense. Because then you put yourself in a position to lose to opposing Terra like this. And Petch dead, I don't know if Storm can win, honestly. Especially now that we know the Dragonite's revealed set is just the standard set. I think he's cooked, because I still can't believe he took that long to click Terra. I guess he thought he was doing like the godly conditioning or something. Or if Great Tusk was going to come in on a sack. Alright, maybe I hate it too hard. I guess it's not like no, honestly, bro. That's still insane to think that. Whatever, it's fine. He got out of there alive, so I can't hate. Okay. Storm thinking who should come in on Wisp. Sacks the Tusk. Got it. Okay, Samurott coming in. Yep. Is this Scarf Samurott? Check me out. He clicked knockoff. He could be Scarf. Scarf's kind of insane though. But he did knock off immediately on the Ting-Lu. Yeah, but it could still very well be maybe Scarf Aqua Cutter. Yo, he is Scarf. Hey, yo, this Scarf Jack Sparrow is not fucking around. Oh my goodness, that boy Jack is strong. All right, Rillaboom comes in. Which means you can click Glide for free, break Dragonite Scale, and then Corv is pulling up for the triple Brave Bird ass clap. Right? I don't think Corv can be stopped. Corv plus Ace can be stopped at this point. Scarf Jack Sparrow has to lock into Aqua Cutter and crit Corv 2 times in a row, or Razor Shell and Defense Drop 2 times in a row. It has to be something like that. Rillaboom cannot die for I'm Just Gray, so he has to click Glide here, I think. No way, bro, did a double. Oh, so it's just Max Speed Jolly. That shit is not Scarf. That was a crazy bluff. And I also saw the speed on Jack Sparrow, the HP recover first. So even though it's a speed tie, wow. Oh my god, he sacked the Rilla too. Bro, hold on. Whoa. What? Bro, yo, this guy's bugging. Just to go into the Corv anyways? Alright, man. Dragonite comes in on press. Are we gonna see Encore? Potentially. This is such an interesting endgame. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. DD, Earthquake, E-Speed, Hurricane, Dragonite. Yo, it's 2025. Let's please put down the Drogas. Oh, Psynosis is pretty obvious. Let's see if this guy tried to recover. Uh-oh. Bro, did you really just think this guy wasn't gonna have the best psychic move of the generation? It's getting really spicy all of a sudden. Tachyon is super free. Alright, Gray, please go into Ace. On some G shit, pick up the differential kill. We need to make some motion. Please. Go to Ace. He's not clicking Volt. He would never Volt into Ting-Lu. That's bot behavior. Yes. Finally, some shiest plays. Alright. I don't know if this put him into Blaze, but that's ideal. I just want to see good gaming. So that's why I wanted him to go to Ace. So I'm glad he went to Ace. D-Knight comes in, nice play. You know Powerball's getting clicked every time there. Nice play. Okay, so now Hurricane is technically free for Storm. Ting Lu? Oh my god, I cannot believe Corv. Bruh, I cannot believe that shit happened. Corv came in and took the noise. But also, like, bro, why is the Ting Lu being preserved? Like, why was Corv even brought in, like, or Slow King even? Why is Ting Lu not in here and just clicking Whirlwind? Why does it matter? Oh wow, he actually clicked E-Speed into the Corv. Wow, I would have clicked Hurricane any day. Why would you not Hurricane? Wait, why would you not click a Hurricane? Then you can win with Specs Val. Wait, why would you not Hurricane, bro? Bro, why would you not Hurricane? E-Speed for sure is wrong. Oh, man. That D-Knight's not winning. Oh, nice Ting Lu on Shadow Ball. That was a nice play. Okay. Why did he Sand Tomb? Tried to predict the Samurott Hisuian? See, this shit does fucking 19%. So, I guess even it coming in on this turn, if it takes 19, it could have tanked 2 because of lefties. How much did the first one do? Oh, we never actually saw how much it did. Okay, maybe that should always live 2 Hurricanes. Shit's just too weak. Okay. Gets the full confusion on Corv. You have to go Iron Val here. Roost. Okay. Shadow Ball's getting clicked again. Bro, please Moonblast. Ting Lu's coming in. Please. Please. Please don't Shadow Ball again. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Ting Lu's for sure coming in again. You can't sack Slow King. Then you really put yourself. Oh! I'm way better. Why didn't you go Ting Lu, player? Oh my god. You somehow threw this battle. You somehow threw this battle. Yo! What? Bro, you just had to sack Ting Lu, bro. And it wouldn't be a sack because he clicked T-Ball, bruh. That's a wrap. I mean, Ruination miss doesn't even matter because Slow King dies. Bruh. Yo. Nah, fuck out of here. Shookaberry, good scout. Good scout, good scout. He's gonna chili, yeah. It's actually kind of an interesting game now. No, it's not. It's over. And I'll tell you why it's over. It's over because you sack Braveheart. Oh my god. Why the fuck would you go Dragonite? You could EQ after and then win by EQing again and then killing this with knockoff or Ceaseless Edge. Because now if you E-Speed, this is still going to live with Shuka. Now he put himself in a position to get outplayed and lose. Assuming this is Shookaberry, it's going to live this. I'm just Gray's clicking chili again. I would Sludge Bomb one time. Oh, I'm bad. And then bro's U-turning. Not U-turning. He's clicking Pyro Ball. And then the same situation happens again with Dragonite. Yo, these guys are both shitting bricks. This is a hilarious series. Oh my goodness. So, what I was saying is, if Storm Zone just sacks the fucking Iron Crown, you go into D-Knight at 60, instead of now being in range, and you just click EQ, and even if you get Will-O-Wisp, you kill the Ace, you get some chip, and then you kill it with Ceaseless Edge. But now it's a spicy endgame. Because if you E-Speed again into that Slow King, I mean, it's spicy in the sense that if he wisps the Samurott on Sucker on turn, like, it's more plays I'm just Gray has to get right, but like by only one turn. But both these guys, yo, they're shitting and pissing. themselves. This is a super shice game, though. I like when it gets down to the wire. Shoutouts to me, by the way, calling every turn so far. Both sides. It ain't much, but it's honest work. This is an insane series so far, and it's just game 1. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Anyways, yeah, man. I think he's clicking E-speed. Yup. And now we have an insane end game for no yo. Why? Yo, all bro had to do was sack the fucking crown and then get the free EQ the turn after. Of course it's Shuka. We all knew it was Shuka. And here we go. Samurott comes in, and it's now 50-50 for the game. Sucker punch on Wisp means you then die to U-turn. I'm clicking knockoff here. I'm the GOAT. If I'm just gray, I'm clicking U-turn though. I'm clicking U-turn as I'm just gray. Fuck it. I'm clicking U-turn. I'm clicking U-turn. I'm like that though. I'm actually like that though. So I just don't know. Many people are not like that. I'm like that. Oh! He's like that. He's like that. All right, I would have lost clicking U-turn. That was one play I got wrong out of 67. Nah, this was the most insane endgame ever, bro. These guys both really started getting scared around like turn 50. But I'll show you the most. I'm glad I recorded this. Series like this are always exciting. So this got dicey. There was no way to lose around this time, but staying in with side noise was pretty risky. But I'm just gray recovered well. Honestly, bro, after the roost, I'm confused. Well, he lost because he sacked the Corv. So sacking the Corv to T-Bolt was the worst play ever because this Ting Lu went on to do nothing. The whole battle it did nothing, but it went on to do extremely nothing as like more of the game progressed. You see this? It clicked Sand Tomb twice. So this shit actually did nothing. It's not like it even did like 1-2%. It did 0. We see Corv come in on Hurricane. This was nonsense, bro. This was nonsense to stay in. This swept. So staying in is like, how? So that was the biggest throw. Because then this just gets ready to win. Ruination miss is tough, honestly, because Pyro Ball, it would have put in earlier into Pyro Ball range. But like, he's still, what's it called? So here we know it's Shuka. Goes into this. Ice Beam again was crazy, honestly. Maybe he predicted D-Knight to come back in. And then this was fucking nuts. This makes no sense. And the reason why it came down to a 50-50 at the end. Because if you just sack the Iron Crown, like I said, you bring in your Dragonite at 64, you can click EQ. You can click EQ risk-free at that point. Because if Cinderace burns you, it still dies. Slowking comes back in at... Let's see how much Slowking comes in at. 70, which means it then takes a burned EQ through Shuka, which is going to do like, I don't know, 15? The point is, the shit would be at like 60, and it would die to Ceaseless Edge. So the whole, like, bro, that was like, that is some crazy shit. I'm not trying to see that in the playoffs. Y'all better boss up. Y'all better boss up. That was crazy. Game 2 start? Alright, I'll pause to the next one. That was insane. Alright, and we make it on to game 2 of our chilling series. So, let's go over the teams. Storm Zone got a pretty Volt turn team. We got 2 U-turners, 1 parting shot, 1 flip turn, and then 2 pretty strong guys, Hoopa and Valiant, to take advantage of those Volt turn type shits. I'm just gray. He could similarly have a Volt turn-ish team. 1 Volt switcher, 1 flip turner, 1 U-turner. Just goes to show how prevalent all those switching moves are, and I guess have always been. But I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I feel like that's always what I notice first when I'm looking at teams, just how many Volt turn shits they have, because you got to be wary of getting trapped in the cycle. You can lose a game so easily that way if you just mindlessly switch around after they get rocks up, and then they got you in this Volt turn vortex, and before you know it, Dragonite comes out and sweeps you because you let everything get to 50%. That's very real. Like, people people get swept that way all the time. I'm people. I'll be getting swept. No, I don't be getting swept. I'm the best. All right. So I can see Valiant absolutely frying this team if it's just mixed with T-Bolt. Has to have T-Bolt for the Moltres. But if it has T-Bolt, shit looks crazy into this team. Crown is not hard to wear down at all. I'm Just Gray's team is pretty interesting. I don't know why there's a crown on this shit. This team is also overwhelmingly special attacking based, so if Storm Zone brought some stall shit, it would have been Raps. Hydrapple's a good pick though, because I see Storm use Garganical quite a bit, and Hydrapple fucking owns Garganical. No matter the Terra, no matter the set. Hydrapple comes in, nasty plots, blows that shit up with Giga Drain / Leaf Storm every time. Garganical never beats Hydrapple, unless it's like Terra fucking flying Terra Blast or Ice Punch or some bullshit like that. Amola leads off. We're gonna see a flip turn off the rip. Yo, get the fuck out of here, bro. Mirror Coat. We're in 2025, bro. We know that's clicking Mirror Coat, and we know you're AV on this team, bro, because otherwise Shadow Ball would hit you for the fastest 6-0 in the world. All right, Storm Zone's goobed now. Oh my god, please don't Mirror Coat. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Got me fucked up. I don't know if Hydrapple KOs this. I think he's not Life Orb on the Hydrapple. But if it is Life Orb, it's going to KO. But it has to be a Life Orb. Otherwise, he's going for Fickle / another nasty plot. He's not Life Orb. Okay. Bro, this is whack. Because if I'm Just Gray, I'm seriously contemplating whether Terraing and going for Giga Drain is the right play. So, I guess he didn't want to turn Poison type because he doesn't want to be weak to Hoopa, which I understand. But all that happened now is your Primarina took a giant hit. And that's not good. Primarina's decent defensively. Maybe didn't want to take a trick? It's pretty obviously Specs Valdo on this team as the breaker. I don't know. Could be Scarf, I guess. And this is non-AV Prim. Specs Shadow Ball blows I'm Just Gray's team up. Like, he gets owned by Specs Shadow Ball if the Moltres isn't split F. And I don't think the Moltres is split F. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough for bro. Going Valiant was a good play because either Fickle Beam or the third nasty plot was being clicked. So it covered both options really well. Darkrai nasty plots, but we already know what's getting clicked. Flip turn, Lander Scarf. Yeah. Exactly. U-turn is free. EQ also kills this shit, so you could just EQ if you really want to. Burn. No burn. You just go back into Mola. Or Malignant Chain Guy if you really want to. Mola puts a super ass whooping on this team. AV Mola walls every team right now. Alright, we see Overseer come in. I wonder if it's worth it for Storm to take a Will-O-Wisp. Then again, if that shit gets poisoned, it's Raps for I'm Just Gray. He's going to get the quickest Moonblast 6-0 of his life if Moltres gets poisoned. Alright, this is a good switch from Gray because he needs to get some shit started. Tachyon's going to do a decent amount to Mola. Looks Volt and he specs. Alright. We have motion. Alright, finally a turn went right for I'm Just Gray. The last two turns, more or less, because I was like, damn, bro, let's get some shit popping. Alright. Specs Tachyon Iron Crown kills everything on the opposing side now that Ace has taken a Volt switch. U-turn is beyond free for Moltres here. Clicks Pyro Ball expecting U-turn. Nice play. Get a little chip. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I would get Darkrai Recovery. Facts. Get lefties back. Alright. Mola's so free, so you need to take advantage of that shit somehow. Nasty Plot? Maybe. And then what? Nasty Plot again? That's not going to do anything. Oh nah, that's actually a big turn, T-Wave, because now Mola can't flip turn for life. It's gonna be some turns where it gets full parried. Wait, that's kind of shiced. Hold on. Would I body slam here? Nah, you put yourself up to the possibility of getting parafusion. You can never mirror coat Darkrai because it's a fucking dark type. So there is that. But Terra normal body slam, that's hitting Darkrai pretty good. And of course the paralysis chance. So body slam is actually super free on I'm Just Gray's team. And now that this is paralyzed, it can't get burned by flame body. Yo, I would be clicking body slam with the swiftness right now. Alright. Flip turns out. Gonna be able to bring in Landorus, but yo, that body slam is about to be dangerously strong. I feel like flip turn doing 21. I feel like the Darkrai has some bulk to it, but I can't prove it. I can't prove it yet, but I feel like the Darkrai might potentially have some bulk to it. Maybe not a lot, but Mola has a decent attack stat to where I would have felt like flip turn did just a slight bit more. Then again, flip turn is only 60 base power, so maybe I'm expecting too much. Darkrai has what, base 90 defenses? I want to say it's like 70 HP, 90 defenses. 70 HP, 90 defenses, yeah. Storm Zone goes for EQ, which is a fine play. Doesn't want to get burned by Moltres. I totally get it. And you can obviously not click Stone Edge against Darkrai. That would be crazy. Hydrapple comes in. He's just going to click Nasty Plot, and Storm Zone's going to click Flip Turn into Val and farm another one. And then I think I'm Just Gray is going to do what I said to do earlier on in the battle, which is Terra Poison and just take your kill and figure it out versus the Hoopa. Exactly. Bro, why the fuck are you clicking Earth Power though? Bro, why didn't you take your... I mean, the drop sucks, sure. But why didn't he go for Grass move? You see how I said he had to do this earlier on? But now all he did was make Primarina take an extra hit. And his Hydrapple is not at plus 4. Bruh, whatever. And it was Leaf Storm? Alright. So, Hyperspace Fury is so free. Dark Pulse, Psy Noise, all of them shits is free. If I'm Just Gray, what do I think the Hoopa is? I think the Hoopa is Choice Banded, personally. I think it's Choice Banded, and I think it's clicking Hyperspace Fury. It could be, you know, some non-choiced, but I don't think it would be Assault Vest when Aloma Mola is already Assault Vest. I don't think it's Scarf because Landorus T is Scarf. I don't think it's Specs because Valiant is Specs. Now, triple choice could be overkill, but Hoopa is one of the best choiced Pokemon, so it's tough to say. It could just be regular boots. Oh my god, it was banded like I said, but Zen Headbutt was actually clicked, predicting Tusk. I'm Just Gray got away with some good stuff by bringing in the Darkrai there. That was a huge turn, honestly. I really thought Hyperspace was free. Tusk is a hard click. Landorus comes in on what? Nasty Plot? Nice, you know, nice play going to Landorus. Nice play. That was a good play. Because Dark Pulse into Mola is not going to happen. It does like 20%. That was a nice Landorus T. Smart play. I'm Just Gray going into Moltres, though. So, I don't know. If he ever takes this U-turn, he's so boned. But if Moltres comes in on U-turn, Hyperspace guy's coming right back in. Okay, maybe this isn't that bulky. I don't know. I think Storm is big chillin' though. Mola's not too KO'd by this. Easy tank. Well, I think if you're Gray, you just go for odds at this point. Yeah, I mean, bro, I don't know what else he was gonna do. I think he always should have gone for odds. I was thinking if you go for Aqua Jet twice instead of but I guess Darkrai technically lives then. If you flip turn, I mean, if you body slam, you actually get the kill. So there is that. Okay, Mola's dead though, so I think Storm loses for sure to Specs Tachyon at this point. Hoopa has revealed that it's Choice Banded. I think it's over. Nice headlong rush. Yeah, no reason to give away free turns. You can just go Moltres here. Actually, Petron's coming back in. Petron's coming back in. I think you headlong rush again, low key. Headlong rush again is some greedy ass shit. That's dumb. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know. Headlong versus going Moltres, I think I would say headlong again. Before I would say go Moltres, I would say click headlong again. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm locking in headlong again. Psh, I'm easy. The best. Alright, rocks up. That's fair. Careful though. You can get in a situation where he court changes those up and then spin blocks you forever with Petch. I don't really like that. I don't really like that. Rocks. Rocks was like the hedge play, but it was like actually just a bad play. He should have clicked headlong rush. Because even if you take the EQ as I'm just great, you take like 40%, whatever. You just switch out next turn. Just chilling. Scarf EQ can't sweep you as long as Moltres never tries to 1v1 any of the other Pokemon on the field. It can 1v1 Ace if you need it to, that's fine, but Hydrapple comes in and takes Jack from Shadow Ball. Wow, that was nothing. Pretty free Draco turn. What did I click here? That's Hydrapple. What a Earth Power? You know, just Draco. Gets the all-out attack, which is really nice. That did so much. Alright, Fickle Leaf Storm. You got a funny set. Whenever I run Leaf Storm on my Hydrapple, I run Life Orb. Crown comes in as Parting Shot is clicked, which was a nice play because now Ace can come in and court change those rocks off the field. I think I would just click court change here now. Don't Pyro Ball into Moltres. That would be some bot shit, my brother. You are going to need to click court raw this turn. Bouse. Is that wrong? Am I actually low-key garbage? Just click court. He's not sacking this. I think I'm just Gray's mathing it out right now. He's like, can I sack Iron Crown and still win the battle? No, I don't think so. Primarina's super useless this game. I don't know why that's been kept at all. You could technically go Primarina and just sack it. Damn, he didn't court. Whatever. Is the ace? The ace is Libero. I wanted to think, but maybe it's actually defensive. Okay, no, it is Libero, but that's why court change first was more important. But then again, he's probably not Gunk Shot since he didn't go for it. Either way, Rocks Up doesn't change anything. Ace is dead. Tachyon Cutter sweeps. Game is over. Yeah, game's over. Because you have to click Hyperspace Fury here. You kill the Primarina. In comes Great Tusk, which clicks Ice Spinner. And then somebody dies to Ice Spinner. Right. That should be that. Yeah. You go to Tusk, you click Ice Spinner, and the game's over at that point. The only way to mess this up would be to go to somebody else here. Literally anything else here besides Tusk. Unless thinking the Hoopa isn't banded, but why would it not be banded if it's running Zen Headbutt? You really can't trick yourself into believing that it's a set that doesn't exist. And I've been there before. I've done that a few times. Looks like that's what we're going with today. The tricking yourself into thinking that this is a set that doesn't exist. So somehow losing to Scarf EQ, bruh, bro, why would you not just Tusk? Damn, that shit did live though. That shit did live. I don't understand though. Put himself in a crazy position to lose to EQ. I think you just sack Rye. Oh, nah. Oh, nah. Also, the grass. Yo, grass not killing is, what's it called? That was pretty crazy. Grass on Scarf is pretty nuts. I mean, now Tachyon guy wins. Because there's no move you can lock into to sweep. Oh my goodness. That was a nasty endgame, though. Why the hell would you risk that damage? That was a nasty, nasty game. And we already know this is Scarf, so you just flamethrower twice. Yo, that was a nasty game. Why would you risk that on Moltres? Why would you not Tusk? We know it's banded. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe that shit wasn't banded? Is that the only way? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe it's not banded. Let me calc real quick. Bro, Hoopa's so cheap though. Let me Hoopa choice band versus Moltres defensive. Hyperspace to 63 to 74. And it did 67. So no, it's literally banded. Bruh. Bruh, why did you not just Tusk and ice? Yo, I need to make another video. This is crazy. Let me pause till the next one. All right, and we on to the chilling conclusion, game 3. So Storm Zone has the rare double lead team featuring Glamora and Araquanid. 2 possibilities. I'm Just Gray's team is decently weak to Sticky Web, if we're being honest, because the Golden Go is going to be Grassy Seed. So that's already actually slower than the whole team, so that doesn't matter much. Zamazenta could potentially be Boots, but I bet you it's Life Orb. The Darkrai could be a lot of things. I wouldn't be too surprised if it's Boots. These Grassy teams, they go greedy when they're offense, and they want to give everybody some super shiced item. Nice switch turn 1 by I'm Just Gray. Would have been a shame to lose the Rillaboom right there. Zama recovers some HP. This Life Orb shit's coming out right now. Alright. CC comes out. Like I said, it's definitely Life Orb. Rocks go up though. So Storm Zone's pretty happy about that, I'd say. Especially because, you know, that's going to chip at the Landorus. So Dragonite can win and doesn't get infinitely stalled. Zamazenta also already took damage and lost its Dauntless Shield. So it can't one-time check Tusk or Dragonite anymore. So that's good. I would say I'm Just Gray gets absolutely smashed by Great Tusk, so I don't know how he's going to play around that, to be honest. Za, you kind of rely on Za to trade one time. Switching into this on Meteor Beam, I get it. You don't want to lose Rilla, but it is tough to lose your Za. He didn't have a switch, though, so I get it. Rilla was a bad lead, though. I think Landorus was the right lead, personally, because even if you lead into Araquanid, Rilla doesn't stop Spider. I guess he's banded, maybe? Yo, that did a lot. No, he's not banded. He's Boots. So then, bro, why did you even lead Rilla? Either way, this is the best thing to get red carded into ever. Because this was the only Mon that can even do damage to this. Literally all the other 4, Gold, Lando, Darkrai, and Prim, don't do shit to Super Spider. So he's pretty happy about that Rillaboom pick. Literally 20% to pull the only Mon that could kill the Spider. The rest of them did literally 0. So that's actually fairly unlucky. Because that web should have gone up for sure. That actually sucks. That's really unlucky. In comes Gold. If I'm Rillaboom, do I just U-turn out of here or do I just knock? Shit, I'm knocking. I'm knocking as the Rillaboom. I don't want to see Gold. I don't want to see this threat. Chilling. Once I kill this threat, I can spam CC more with my Zama. I'm clicking knock every day. What do I need my Rillaboom healthy for at this point? What is the HP going to do for me? This is setup fodder for Dragonite if we really are being serious. I would for sure click knockoff here as Rillaboom. Why would I not just take my damage for the next guy? Yeah, I think knockoff is the play for sure. I think I'm Just Gray is so solidly up, and that Primarina kills everybody too, and trades into everything besides Tusk. The only reason to keep this is for Tusk, but even then, I would just take the damage. This team is not weak to Tusk. There's a Landers T. There's a Gold. I guess he doesn't want to sack this because then he wants Gold's Grassy Seed. First off, this doesn't die to make it rain at 84, I think. Alright, we see Rye coming in. Rye is boots. Nice. Nice. I did say Rye could be boots earlier on because, again, these teams, they can't be that weak to hazards and just rely on Grassy to do it. I'm happy this is boots Rye. Otherwise, that would have been really awful. Rye would have done nothing. We see Darkrai come in here. It's pretty annoying for I'm Just Gray. I think Sludge Bomb's free. No one's going into Golden Go here. It's just never happening. And on the off chance Prim does come in, you want to get the most damage possible. Probably no other boots guys on I'm Just Gray's team then, huh? Rillaboom, Darkrai. Gold's got to be Seed. Or potential Scarf, but I doubt it's Scarf. And I feel like the Prim is just going to be AV, because everybody loves Assault Vest Prim. Nobody runs other sets, for the most part. Clicks Ice Beam. Alright. Prim comes in. That shit is indeed AV. That's a free Surf to get your kill. Do you go into Gold as Storm Zone and spam Recover? I don't know. It's not the worst play. I think Storm Zone's Darkrai is Black Glasses. Wow. It maybe not. Why did Ice Beam? Could be Scarf too. I don't know. Yeah, I'm overthinking it. Scarf on Sticky Whip sounds nonsensical. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm like thinking about it. I'm not sure what it could be. It's not Specs. I think it's like Black Glasses or Belt or some bullshit like that. All right, Moonblast gets clicked. Moonblast is for sure some bot click, as opposed to clicking Surf, unless this is Specs, which is possible, I guess, but doubt it. Storm calcing if Headlong Rush kills. Or calcing if Dragonite can kill with Terra Blast, perhaps. Or maybe even calcing if Dragonite setting up here is correct. Setting up here is for sure not correct. I think you go Gold, yeah. You plot, you recover, and you kill this when it's at 50. Then what? Landers comes in, heals you. Your Tusk comes in. Potentially can go for the win at that point, but could lose to Water Gold. Yeah, Terra Water Gold with the +1 defense looks horrible for Storm Zone to face. I don't know if Storm Zone can beat that. Assuming that it is Grassy Seed Gold, I'm pretty certain it's going to be Terra Water with the Grassy Seed +1 defense, which I don't think Storm Zone can even beat. Especially if Dragonite doesn't have Terra, because Dragonite can't even touch it unless it has Terra with Terra Blast Fly. Every attack bounces off Water Gold. This is interesting. But yeah, if it is that, I think it's over. I think Water Gold just farms. Alright, Plot gets clicked. Flip Turn gets clicked. Flip Turn's a nice play, actually. Zama comes in. Okay. Works. Alright, Storm. We need to see some boss clicks, bro. Go into that Tusk. And then go back into Spirit Rush. I'm Just Gray. You gotta click CC here. On some G shit. Storm is not sacking this. We need to see a close combat. I'm the GOAT. Bruh. Too easy. Too easy. Alright. Oh, nah. Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch. Black Glasses. Sucker Punch. Come on. Bro, who doesn't CC? Gold's never getting sacked there, bruh. Either it's gonna Terra. Bruh. Whatever. Easy for me to say as a spectator. Let's see. But yeah, I feel like it's Sucker Punch. I don't know why. I know it's not specs. I know it's not scarf. It's belt or it's black glass. But I just feel like this shit is sucker punch. So let's find out. Maybe it's not though. Maybe I just made up this random LARP and this shit's gonna die right now. Let's see. Also, the Primarina still comes in after this and picks up a kill with Surf. Does massive damage to anybody. It's gonna be a battle of Golden Go versus Golden Go, but I think I'm just Gray's super favored in that one. Because like I said, his Golden Go is about to have Grassy Seed. It has whatever Terra it wants on the board, which I'm hoping is just Terra Water. That's the most consistent gold on grassy terrain. Alright, timer. Timer's coming in clutch. Gotta figure out which player, but you getting sucker punched. I already saw the future. Something's happening where the Darkrai is moving first here. Check me out. Check me out. Oh my god, I'm wrong. It's shite. Double crunch. Nice double crunch at least. Even though crunch was technically even less damage than CC. At least he didn't go out like a bot clicking CC into gold, because that would have been devastating. Anyways, Dragonite no longer has multi-scale, so that's interesting. And I don't know if that was even worth the trade. Maybe this is a banded Dragonite or some shit. I don't know. But that was a whack play in my opinion. Alright, clicks Roost. Oh, nah. That shit did no damage. It looks like I was wrong, and this was actually the right play, because this is the bulkiest Dragonite in the world. Oh my god. Yeah, I was hating. This is the bulkiest Dragonite in the entire world. That Landorus T better have Taunt, which I feel like it should, because this team gets picked off pretty badly by Gliscor. And at least Taunt would limit it for like a turn or two. We see a flip turn. Landorus gotta have Taunt, G. Rilla comes in to click knockoff. This game's over then. This game's over then. Or are we gonna see a U-turn right into gold? No way this is Dragon Tail on this type of team. If this is actually Dragon Tail, Storm Zone is crazy. But there's no way. I'm telling you, there's no way. Grassy Seed, right? Here we go. Yeah, okay, I was gonna say. If it's Dragon Tail on this type of build, get me out of here. Alright, Gold walls this so hard. So there's nothing to say. Leviathan is absolutely giga walled. Dazzling Gleam does too much here too. Oh, it's Make It Rain. It's not Dazzle. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I thought it was Dazzling Gleam Gold. It's Make It Rain. This changes everything. I think Storm Zone just won. I didn't expect the beyond bulky D-Knight. Also, clicking Make It Rain was kind of dumb, but this is pretty weird. I think I'm just Gray just lost, straight up. Because if I'm Storm Zone, I'm clicking Terra Blast Fly right now, this turn, on some boss shit, if you have it. He might just have to click EQ if he doesn't have it. That shit did nothing. T-Bulk is clicked. Oh my god, this is a spicy endgame. This is a spicy endgame, bro, because Terra Blast Fly does not even kill Golden Go if it Terras. Did he Terra already? Oh my god. Should he not have Terra'd? Wait, why didn't he Terra? Should he not have just gone for it at that point? Like, even if it was Terra Fairy, was the play not to go for it at that point? Like, bro, it's over if you lose your gold. And it just did 51. You're at 49. Bro. Wait, bro, why did he just... Oh, bro, it was Terra Fairy, too. So, if he Terra'd, he won. Bro. Wait. And then why did this come in to click U-turn, by the way? Alright. This series had me scratching my head. The movie. Thank you all for watching. Another amazing tournament series in the books. Catch y'all next time. Have a good one. Peace.